Last time, Alex learned something important. He wasn't always spending because he wanted something. Sometimes he was spending because he didn't like how he felt. He learned to pause, to ask, "What am I feeling right now?" That pause gave him control, but once the emotion settled, a bigger question appeared. Why does money feel so powerful in the first place? That afternoon, Alex didn't just think about spending. He thought about something heavier. Why does not having enough feel stressful? Why does having money feel calming? Why does losing it hurt more than losing almost anything else? Money wasn't just paper, it felt like something larger. Money feels valuable because it is limited. You don't get infinite allowance. Families don't have unlimited income. Resources run out. Humans are wired to care deeply about scarce things. Water in a desert, food when you're hungry, warmth in winter. Scarcity signals importance. When something can disappear, your brain treats it seriously. That isn't greed, it's survival wiring. But scarcity is only part of it. Money feels valuable because it represents time. When your parents go to work, they trade hours of their life for money. That money becomes stored effort, stored mornings, stored tired evenings, stored focus. Money is compressed time. When you spend $10, you're spending time someone gave. That's why wasting money doesn't feel neutral. It feels like wasting effort. Imagine saving for weeks for something specific. Skipping small treats, doing extra chores, saying no to quick rewards. Each small decision builds toward that amount. If the money disappears, it doesn't just feel like losing numbers. It feels like losing Saturdays, losing effort, losing something you worked for. That is weight. Money also feels valuable because it forces choices. If you buy this, you can't buy that. If your family spends here, they can't spend somewhere else. Every dollar is a decision, and decisions reveal priorities. When Alex asks for something and hears, "Not right now," it can feel disappointing, maybe even unfair. But behind that answer is something bigger. Adults are constantly trading things off. Groceries or eating out. Saving or upgrading. School fees or holidays. Repairs or new furniture. Sometimes the answer doesn't really mean no. It means not before something more important. Parents don't just see the item. They see the month ahead, the bills coming, the unexpected things that might happen. When they can't say yes every time, it's not because you don't matter. It is because you matter and they have to make choices for the future. That's why it feels serious. Money also protects. Not loudly, but quietly. It buys food, electricity, a roof over your head. But protection isn't only about today, it's about tomorrow. Sometimes a car breaks down, sometimes a job changes, sometimes something expensive breaks without warning. Money saved for a rainy day doesn't feel exciting. It doesn't show up on social media. But when something unexpected happens, that quiet savings turns into relief. Instead of panic, there's a plan. Instead of fear, there's stability. Parents think about this more than kids realize. They don't just see today, they imagine possibilities. If something goes wrong, will we be okay? If someone needs help, can we provide it? Being able to step in when it matters most, that's what money protects. It protects dignity. It protects responsibility. It protects the ability to take care of people you love. That's why money feels serious. Another reason money feels powerful. It reduces uncertainty. When you don't know what might happen, your brain feels tense. What if something breaks? What if something changes? What if something goes wrong? Uncertainty creates stress. Money doesn't remove every problem, but it reduces how helpless you feel when problems appear. It gives you room to respond instead of react. That feeling of not being trapped, desperation, is deeply calming. Humans value control almost as much as safety, and money, when used wisely, increases control. When money disappears, your brain doesn't just register subtraction. It registers lost time, lost protection, lost stability. But there's something else happening, something quieter. When you spend money, you're not only losing what you had, you're also giving up what it could have become. If you spend $10 today, that $10 can't grow. It can't be saved. It can't be invested. It can't solve a bigger problem later. Every dollar has a future attached to it. When you use it one way, you close the door on the others. That's called opportunity cost. It's the cost of what you didn't choose. When you buy something small, you're not just buying that thing. You're choosing it instead of something else your money could have done. Most people don't feel this immediately, but your brain does. That's why impulsive spending can often come with regret, not because the item was terrible, but because part of you know there was another possibility. And once money is spent, that possibility is gone. That's why mistakes feel emotional. It is not because you're careless. Struggling with money doesn't mean you're irresponsible. It means you're handling something difficult that humans take seriously. Balancing desire, security, priorities, opportunity cost is complex. That is a lot for anyone to handle calmly, especially when you're still learning. Even adults struggle with this if they didn't understand money early in life. Some chase it endlessly, some fear it constantly, some avoid thinking about it at all. Not because they're careless, but because no one helped them understand what money actually represents. Learning this now, when the numbers are smaller, is powerful. Because mistakes at 15 cost less than mistakes at 40. Understanding money's weight early means you won't confuse it with your worth. It means you won't panic every time something unexpected happens. It means you'll see trade-offs clearly instead of emotionally. That skill is rare, and rare skills will build strong building blocks for future you. So if money feels confusing sometimes, if it feels stressful, if you've made mistakes already, that's not failure. That's the beginning of understanding something most people never stop to examine. So now Alex understands something important. Money is valuable because it represents time, protection, and stability. But that's not how money might feel when you're a teenager. When you're young, money doesn't feel like stored effort. It feels like, can I go? Can I join? Can I have what they have? It feels like freedom, and sometimes it feels like proof. Proof that you're not behind. Proof that you fit in. Proof that you're choosing the right things. That's where it gets complicated. Because once money becomes connected to buying the right things, wearing the right brands, it stops feeling like protection and starts feeling like pressure. Pressure to spend correctly, pressure to keep up, pressure to look like you're doing fine. If money represents options, why does it sometimes feel like it's controlling you? That's where Alex goes next.